Hi, everyone, ones and ones. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Music with your girl Siobhan. And of course, you're seeing more than one familiar face tonight. We have with us again Jonathan from Prosonic Studios. And you're probably guessing, what will Jonathan talk about today? It's something that all the creatives have been wanting to learn and to know.
Mhm.
So, we're going to be talking about the importance of having radio clean music as well as the registration process. Because a lot of artists just think that it's just going into a booth, recording a song, and then that's it. There's so much more to the ball game. All right,
Mhm.
so over to you, Jonathan.
Well, lots of times, as we say, artists might be able to get a beat, see something that them like on YouTube, save it to them phone, go to a studio, decide to voice it, and persons might say, am I benefiting from this? Is it marketing the right way?
Mhm.
And they might be able to get the audio on TikTok, but as it relates to benefiting and getting money, they don't have the answers. So this is where the music producer comes in play. If you have a small team, you should get your music registered. So yeah, music registry is very important, and it shows that you're taking your craft professionally.
Amen.
And by doing so, other persons might want to work with you and to go along with your journey. So let me kick it off by saying you have music, online music distributor. These are the people who register your music, and whenever you look at your YouTube video and you see in the description the the author, the name of the person who is collecting the royalties, that shows that your music is licensed, but you have many steps. I'm gonna break them down step by step.
All
So the
right, so
new
listen up for the steps, gentle people. For those who are recording and producing music, you're gonna want to hear this. If you don't record and distribute music, tell a friend who does or share it with somebody else. Thanks for
uh,
joining us, Jonathan. We appreciate you. Big up Prosonic Studios, right, Lester?
yeah man and studio on the way to so
Look
hopefully
at that.
yeah, it's coming. So back to the topic, online music distributor. These are persons who are the ones that register your metadata along with your cover art, as well as ensuring the right information for your song is detailed. So these people can range from different societies such as CD Baby, Zojak,
Mm-hmm.
DistroKid, TuneCore, United Masters, 21st Haplos, and you have many more distributors out there who can license your music for you. Now, what this does, this
So these
license,
entities register your business, you said?
not the
Not the business,
business,
the
they
music.
they protect the sound recording.
Okay.
So so I say you have a song and it's for your own production, then
Mm-hmm.
you would be the master owner, the master sound recording owner. So it would put you in a position for you to earn from that song.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter if it was done with someone else, since you are the one that registered it, you will be able to earn from it. Now, each song is registered with a unique number, which is called a ISRC code. It means International Standard Recording Code. Now, this
Right.
code is a unique code that whenever you're registering your song, you use those five little numbers at the start and the other last five digits. You can start either 01, 02, depending on how much
Yeah.
versions of the song, whether it's a clean version or raw version, acoustic
Mm-hmm.
or instrumental. You can name them accordingly.
On side
So
note, I remember using ISCR code on my first single, Judgment Day, official single. And I
yeah,
actually don't remember where I got the ISCR code from. Can you
okay.
enlighten the darkness of those who want to know
The
where it
ISRC, the
comes from and
code,
how to obtain it?
how to obtain it. Normally, the online music distributor is the one that normally provides it. So if you're starting out for the first time, they should provide it whenever the song is being registered. Sometimes they will have it in a link or they will send you in an email and say that this code should not be shared. And I repeat, the ISRC code should not be shared with any musician or anybody else who is not in your business, because persons can use it like as a form of identity theft and
Mhm.
capitalize on recording songs that are not you, and worst case scenario impersonation.
Right.
So that code should be protected. However, if you can't find your ISRC code, there is a website called isrcfinder.com. And what this
I
does, you can type in
will
the
write this down
name.
because I'm gonna add these links to the videos. Or if you already have some of the links.
I'll
And
give you,
let's
I'll
see.
send it to you. So the isrcfinder.com, you can type in the name and title of your song, and it automatically brings up your metadata. And if you see that it's your song, you can write down the code and know that that's your code.
Right.
So for
One moment, Jonathan. To my Last Star Nation, I must apologize for the background noise today. I did not
no,
record
no,
this music, this vlog
that's
in a quiet space today, but
no
carry
man.
on.
We're understanding the individuals, and I hope the viewers understand that this is information benefiting them. So
Right, listen up.
just listen, focus on the info instead of what's happening in the background. So it will be very helpful. Apart from having the ISRC code, um, you should also the information as song title. If you have a if you have your split sheets or informations about who had participated in the song, it's normally between the artist and the producer. So if it has two artists and the producer, sometimes
Gonna
the
be split
producer.
between the
Mhm.
three, right? Mhm.
Sometimes the producer might include himself as the featured artist or the main artist, because probably he's the one that put in more work. However, the music should be split equally. It depends on the agreements you guys have. So with the metadata information,
Mhm.
always check that your credits and the song title is correctly inputted. So when you're checking on Spotify and you're looking at credits, you're going to see performed by, that should be your music name or your music moniker.
Right.
And then written by should be your legal or your government name. Produced by should be the record label or the producer. And that's basically for most of the times. For other music distribution like DistroKid and United Masters, they have more options to put in, we should say, musician and who's the assistant engineer, or if there was a mastering engineer.
Right.
So these are like what persons overseas, who people who work with Drake, you're going to see more metadata information.
Mm-hmm.
So, so for the input of these things is very important. Putting out any single, any EP or LP, aka
Right.
album.
And these
So
are
doing,
conversations that you need to have with the persons that you work with, the
yeah,
producers, the co-writers. You can't just get up and say, all right, I'm giving you this, am I giving that person that without ever having a conversation? Because these
yeah,
are legal things, can be taken to court once it's
yes,
registered. Mhm.
exactly. So ensure that your music producer have knowledge on this information, and artists should ensure that the information or the conversation shared while registering these songs are as transparent as possible. Because you don't want no situation where your thing's not registered and you're not benefiting and all that money and time and effort
Making a
goes
lot of
down.
money and you're broke as dog.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Mhm.
I don't think anyone,
It's not a
it's
dog.
fair for anyone to get into the business and don't understand what they're getting. I don't think anybody would like to invest their time and effort and not earning, even if it's someone motivating you and you see your core followers following you on the social media platforms. The fact that you're seeing that you're getting earning should push you and motivate you to understand the business more.
Right.
Mhm. Um, Also ensure that the cover art or the pretty visual display that you have for your cover art. These are dimensions that are standard for anywhere for any distributor.
Mhm.
Make sure your dimensions for your cover art is at least 3000 by 3000 megapixel, whether JPEG or NPNG.
Okay.
So what this does, if you use a small dimension for your picture, it's not going to be visible because when it's reproduced or say somebody does, so what this does, whenever someone looking for your information on your metadata, whether it's the cover art, the more times someone save your image, the megapixels of the quality of the image, it gets smaller and smaller and more. It's not don't get clearer or it don't get as clear as how it ought to be. So in case you're say for instance somebody wants to post it back on their phone, the fact that it's already small, it won't be
Okay.
represented properly or it won't be shown as clear as possible. So having it that dimension 3000 by 3000 megapixels is very important.
Okay. Take notes, people. All right. Keep it coming.
Okay. So apart from that, the cover art should be as simple as plain as possible. It can be a self, as long as they're not using too much words. It should be focused to see your artist name, the producer,
The name of the
and
song.
the name of the song,
Right.
and also optional, you can put the producer's logo at the bottom. Some people
Okay.
would like to put the distributor logo at the bottom, but that's optional. It's not a must. Most professional artists don't include logos at the bottom. It more focuses on the centerpiece, the name, and the artist and whoever produced. That's
Okay.
all that matters. Mhm. Apart from that, optional. This is for when you're going into publishing. We all know that behind the song registration, there is also lyrics involved. Now, when you have lyrics involved with the song, you now move from not just music distribution to publishing or performing rights organization. People like ASCAP or BMI, you have another unique number, which is a IPI number. Whenever you're registered with BMI,
It's an IBI number
also
that,
get a,
that comes with BMI.
say that again.
The IBI number, as you
No,
can.
the IPI.
IPI number, does that come with BMI?
Yes.
Okay.
So what the IP is another unique number for you to register your song. So say for instance,
And
I am a
BMI, please to note, guys, sorry to interrupt. BMI is for international purposes as well, not just limited to Jamaica for those who are registering with BMI.
yes. So for those who are already registered with JCAP only limits you to collect royalties only in 8 countries. So
Jamaican.
BMI covers worldwide. So it doesn't matter if you're working with someone from Antarctica, Africa, China. These are people who have relationships with all of the music societies worldwide.
Right. So it would be beneficial to register with both JCAP and BMI.
Well, as what I was told, once you have BMI, it doesn't really make sense. JCAP cannot represent you.
Okay.
So BMI is more of a they do the same performance collection, but if you don't have access to BMI, use JCAP until they
You're
pick it
able
up
to.
in them system that you are now represented with BMI, and all you have to do is send an email to them that you would like to be released, and from there you do all the registrations with BMI.
Right.
So when it comes on to the lyrics, when lyrics are involved now, BMI protects both the song and the lyrics, and now you're able to earn publishing royalties different from what you collect as the mechanic royalties with your online service provider, the music distributor. So now you're collecting not just mechanical royalties as the owner of the sound recording, you're also collecting performance royalties. So anytime your song is performed live,
Right. A
whether
film,
acoustic
radio,
setting,
theater, whatever it is, commercial.
yeah.
Right.
So whether it's performed live or not, whether it's performed live or on TV, they protect you by collecting royalties. And it's important. So even a live performance can vary for $4. A normal stream for $1 on YouTube is like over 500 views. Spotify probably 250. If you probably do a live performance each day, like example for a tour, for each day that you do a live performance and it's recorded and showed on video, then you'll probably get $4 up to $5 per payout for each time. So imagine you're touring 50 different locations within the year. That's a nice little boost in your in your streaming money.
Or you retire from music and they're using it in some commercial or play or whatever. Can just sit down and earn. I mean,
Yes.
it's been a lot of work to build the track or the album or the EP. So might as well benefit from it monetarily as the producer or the performer, the writer, or otherwise.
Exactly. So these are things that people should look towards because you can even put on your own tour and pay yourself. You don't need to sign with a major label. In the event of signing with a major label, I think it's best that you have your brand up already.
Right.
Where you can use your brand as a leverage.
Collaborate.
With the leverage, you just use your brand name as a leverage and sign a distribution deal instead of taking a 360. Because when you sign a 360 deal, they'll take money off your merch, touring. So all those service and stuff that they provide for you, it just goes down. At the end of the day, it's the only working back the advance money that they get.
Right. And that's why we want to ask ourselves why some artists sell so many copies worldwide and yet some of them are so broke because a lot of the marketing and otherwise
Yeah, that
Money for
goes
the
in.
tour, traveling comes out of it.
Well, remember many artists sign when they're young, they don't have any music lawyer representative. So it doesn't matter how big a record label is, if it takes you a day, 3 days, a week, don't let the record label pressure you until you understand all terms before you register anything with them.
Right, get a lawyer
Because
if
then
possible.
get a lawyer,
Mhm.
get somebody who legally understand these terms before you sign, and it's clear to you as day. So before you sign anything, a registered music lawyer when you're registering all these stuff.
Mhm.
Apart from that, there are other societies after registering the song with the music distributor and BMI, you have once you protect your song with BMI, then you have the publishing administrator. These are people that collect um these are people that collect royalties when you yourself cannot select the song to be played on radio. So like since BMI collects for performance, Song Trust collects for the sound recording. So if it's played on a radio station or if it's played on an online radio stream, the Song Trust is the one that collects on the sound recording side. So if it's been featured in like Instagram or some are also featured on TikTok, these are societies that collect. So both BMI collects half of the performance royalties, and when it publishing side, Song Trust collect for those as well. So
Right,
if your lyrics pop up in, if your lyrics is popped up in Spotify and somebody's reading your lyrics, you're getting money for that. That's also money as well. When your lyric is popped up and it's synced with the music, while
right.
you see it on like IG stories and stuff, that's also money. That's also income for you. So I think people should really take
Push and get it registered.
push that. And not just that, once the song and the lyric is protected, there's no way another artist should be able to say the same lines without your approval.
Right.
And you can take them in the court of law.
And
And
in the
in
media, we
case
can see how many persons got
take
sued.
advantage of that,
Right. Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus and Flora Gun
Yes, and he won that lawsuit. So
with
it's
a
not just
nice
they
seven
play
figure.
something. Yes, because she used a line of his song. So it's so important to have yourself registered so that you can claim what belongs to you in the event that that happens. But
Exactly.
these are
Yeah.
conversations young people, young creatives need to have, and I'm happy that we're having this conversation today. Knowledge is power, especially when it's applied.
It took me a good amount of time understanding, even though I had setbacks. I wanted to know the reason why I haven't pushed out more music because I wanted to understand before people had capitalized. Probably the persons might just put out the content and be heard from a producer side. We view things different. We're more in tune to have our beats protected before we even ship it out in the event that somebody might want to use it. So
Right,
because we're looking at it as a business part, we don't want to just look at it as fun. Yes, as we say, music business is 90% business and 95% business and 5% fun. But we make it look easy because we're working with people who we have a clear understanding. It can be either outsider or a close friend. You want them to understand the business side as clear as possible. Mhm. That's how I see it.
powerful stuff.
Yeah, man. And the other societies, apart from, as I said, first is the distribution, second is the publishing, which is BMI, third should be Song Trust. I think their registration is for 100 US. At a point of time, they will have a discount. I'm
Right.
waiting on that discount where they
Makes
cut it
sense.
down to $50 or $80. I'm
Mm-hmm.
waiting where you can register and collect all your royalties with them. And I think the last and final music society that you should, if you are the sound owner, is Song Exchange. Now I think they work similar to BMI, but BMI protects you with the performance and collect for the performance, and song sound exchange collects for the sound recording. So as long as they have both BMI and Song Trust for now, you're good. But if
Yeah.
you're a music producer, also get Sound Exchange. Haven't gotten it as yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah, yeah, these things are very vital. But for the artist, just ensure that the producer who you're working with is registered with either Jams, or if they're overseas, work with JCAP. And then for the lyrics, ensure that them also register with BMI. From those are done, then this artist can probably register for his or herself for song trust for lyrics
Okay.
royalties.
So
Yeah.
have you covered all the registration process for now, or you have more to dive into?
No, well, these are just the basics that, yeah, these are basically everything that person who own the sound should have access to. These are the four incomes that you should earn from. Digital distribute the distributor, the online
Mhm.
distributor, from the performing rights organization, from the publishing administrator. It doesn't mean that you should have a publisher. I think publishers should exploit and collect as much as they can, but they can use Songtrust. The catalog of songs though pass 100. Songtrust is the best deal. And fourth should be Sound Exchange for those who are music producers or record label owners. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the four basic incomes that we should collect
Okay.
from.
All
Yeah.
right, so this was quite a mouthful, the first segment. And of course, we have a second topic that we want to cover, the importance of having clean songs on the radio. What are your thoughts on that? Because I had a few notations that I made too.
Okay. The importance of having radio-friendly lyrics. A lot of times you might be in public settings, or you want to share a song with a friend or family member that
10 minutes
you,
to go. Wow.
yeah, I realize. So you want to share a song with a friend, and because it has expletives in it, you kind of cringe and say, "Hey, if only if this song hadn't these lines, then you would have
Be able to
get
share
it,
that. Yeah.
share it, and it also affects your promotion on radio. And a lot
Right.
of the artists these days, they're going so raw that they're not explain. I love to see artists that has radio friendly versions and
Other
as
versions, other
make it
things.
sound as good as the raw version.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows that they don't have the creativity to write the clean version and to perform it as well. And once, even if you have the radio clean version, it will train your brain to perform in spaces where your songs will be played. Even if they don't get the chance for it to play on radio, the fact that somebody can hear you deliver the same song in a clean setting shows the versatility as well. So
Right. So you get a wider accessibility. So I made some quick notations. The importance of radio clean songs. You have a wide audience, including children and families, because of course children can listen to expletives.
yeah,
And compliance with broadcasting regulations. Of course, it varies from
yeah,
nation to nation, but they have a responsibility to bring wholesome things to the listeners all over. So you have to bear that in mind.
exactly. Exactly.
Avoidance of offensive language. Radio stations aim to provide a safe and enjoyable listening experience for their audience. And clean songs helps to avoid offensive language. The social impact, even though some artists don't want to take responsibilities for the fact that they're influencing youth. Yes, you're singing
Yeah.
about what's happening around you, but you also have to bear in mind that some of these youth look up to you like idols. So if you're gonna sing
Yes.
and DJ certain things in certain spaces, you're going to want to pull them in the wrong direction. So even though you're singing about things, there's a time and place for everything as a
Exactly.
creative. All right,
So
any
most
final words?
Come on, most of these art, you have example, well, a lot of people should see this by now. Valiant have two songs that came out within the behind a week behind each other. One of them is Hall of Fame, which is a positive song. And then you have Black 40, and then a fan even screenshot and said, hey, this song came out before Black 40. Black 40 has over 2 million views, while Hall of Fame probably reached 400,000 views by now, and
Sad.
it shows that our country gravitate
Enjoy
towards
garbage.
the negativities. And I both dabbled into the current dancehall sound. However, it would be great if them had clean versions, not just to mute the words. I don't want it to be just find words that replace that mean the same thing. And trust me, you will go places and people will appreciate your journey and join you and respect you more. So when they listen to you, you have an impact and a good influence in the
You're
whole
right.
music industry.
Good positive
That's
impact. All right,
exactly.
and there's a time and place to the raunchy lyrics.
Yeah.
Just don't throw it on everyone because not everyone is the same or enjoy consuming that. But
Yes.
I hope you found value, viewers and subscribers, in this another wonderful episode of Behind the Music
Yeah.
with my lovely, lovely Jonathan from Prosonic Studios. It's always a vibe when you come through. Enough,
Yes.
enough love. Big up the whole Meadowbrook High School massive. And all the viewers them who are watching now and subscribe. We're in our wait pan because
Yeah.
we have a part 2 of this coming up on Sunday evening that you cannot afford to miss. And of course, Jonathan will be very kind to leave the links to the
The sites.
the sites that you're supposed to be registering your music with. All right, until then, that's a wrap. Any final words, Jonathan?
Well, keep informed. You'll always have time to grow and learn. So just never afraid to ask questions and always push yourself, no matter how long it takes. Just keep on pushing, keep on learning. That's how I see.
All right, and with that being said, all the creatives out there, whether you're DJ, sing, you write, whatever you dance, whatever it is, bear in mind that we have the younger generation coming up and we have our parts to play in what kind of story we want to tell through our music and what kind of legacy we want to leave for the ones who are to come. With that being said, have a wonderful weekend whenever it comes. And it was a pleasure. Keep supporting the movement. Right,
No
Estelle?
problem.
Love,
All right.
Jonathan.
Same to you, Shu.
All right.